Sandwich board men, card sharks, Con Ed, Ma Bell, Wall Street. A locksmith in his van on the corner of Dye and Broadway. A bike messenger lounging against a lamppost on West. A red-faced rummy out looking for an early morning pour. From the Staten Island ferry they glimpsed him. From the meat-packing warehouses on the west side. From the new high-rises in Battery Park. From the breakfast carts down on Broadway. From the plaza below. From the towers themselves. Sure, there were some who ignored the fuss, who didn't want to be bothered. It was 7:47 in the morning, and they were too jacked up for anything but a desk, a pen, a telephone. Up they came from the subway stations, from limousines, off city buses, crossing the street at a clip, refusing the prospect of a gawk. Another day, another dolor. But as they passed the little clumps of commotion, they began to slow down. Some stopped altogether, shrugged, turned nonchalantly, walked to the corner, bumped up against the watchers, went to the tips of their toes, gazed over the crowd, and then introduced themselves with a "Wow," or a "Gee whiz," or a "Jesus H. Christ." The man above remained rigid, and yet his mystery was mobile. He stood beyond the railing of the observation deck of the South Tower. At any moment he might just take off. Below him a single pigeon swooped down from the top floor of the Federal Office Building, as if anticipating the fall. The movement caught the eyes of some watchers, and they followed the grave flap against the small of the standing man. The bird shot from one eave to another, and it was then the watchers noticed that they had been joined by others at the windows of offices, where blinds were being lifted and a few glass panes labored upward. All that could be seen was a pair of elbows, or the end of a shirt sleeve, or an arm garter. But then it was joined by a head, or an odd-looking pair of hands above it, lifting the frame even higher. In the windows of nearby skyscrapers, figures came to look out. Men in shirt sleeves and women in bright blouses, wavering in the glass like funhouse apparitions. Higher still, a weather helicopter executed a dipping turn over the Hudson, a curtsy to the fact that the summer day was going to be cloudy and cool anyway, and the rotors beat a rhythm over the warehouses of the west side. At first the helicopter looked lopsided in its advance, and a small side window was slid open as if the machine were looking for air. A lens appeared in the open window. It caught a brief flash of light. After a moment the helicopter corrected beautifully and spun across the expanse. Some cops on the West Side Highway switched on their misery lights, swerved fast off the exit ramps, making the morning all the more magnetic. A charge entered the air all around the watchers, and, now that the day had been made official by sirens, there was a chatter among them, their balance set on edge, their calm fading. And they turned to one another and began to speculate. Would he jump? Would he fall? Would he tiptoe along the ledge? Did he work there? Was he solitary? Was he a decoy? Was he wearing a uniform? Did anyone have binoculars? Perfect strangers touched one another on the elbows. Swear words went between them, and whispers that there'd been a botched robbery, that he was some sort of cat burglar, that he'd taken hostages. He was an Arab, a Jew, a Cypriot, an IRA man. That he was really just a publicity stunt, a corporate scam, drink more Coca-Cola, eat more Fritos, smoke more parliaments, spray more Lysol, love more Jesus. Or that he was a protester, and he was going to hang a slogan. He would slide it from the tower ledge, leave it there to flutter in the breeze, like some giant piece of sky laundry. Nixon out now. Remember Nam, Sam. Independence for Indochina. And then someone said that maybe he was a hang glider or a parachutist. And all the others laughed. But they were perplexed by the cable at his feet. And the rumors began again. A collision of curse and whisper, augmented by an increase in sirens, which got their hearts pumping even more. And the helicopter found a purchase near the west side of the towers.